Hey guys, what's going on? We got another PvP video here, and this time we are back in the solo shuffles. I think this is like my sixth one, maybe? I don't remember. I haven't done that many. But anyways, we are at, I think this one was 2200 MMR, and I was at like 1480 CR. So it actually turned out pretty good. I do play Storm one round because I felt it was the way to play it. But yeah, for the most part, we are playing this as Elementalist mode, as you'll see. But you can also see we are fighting a Resto Druid, a Demon Hunter, a Holy Priest, an Elemental Shaman, and a Windwalker Monk. So it's not really in favor of the Elemental Shaman, but it's also not really in favor of me either because we are both anti-casters, right? Shamans excel at countering casters, even though it might not feel like it sometimes, but we are. But anyways, this first match, we are going to go after the Elemental Shaman. Now, the Monk is still a target. There isn't, like, you have to make sure, as you can see, he really does like to overextend a little bit, but I also like to try and stop him during his cooldowns, just trying to prevent his damage going out. But anyways, you can see the Ellie Shaman is pumping a lot. I haven't played Enhanced in a while, as you can tell. I did miss my grounding totem. I'm also not PvPing as much as I used to, which I don't know why, but it's just been feeling it. But anyways, I missed a kick there on the priest, which is kind of sad, but I go ahead and hex the monk just so I can reduce a little bit of damage, but the shaman is playing Dispel, so it just gets dispelled right away. So I see the priest here, so I just whack him for a second. The monk's kind of kiting out. I'm just trying to stay away from him while he CCs my druid and just kind of give my druid a chance to heal me up and just kind of feel safe a little bit. But then I jump right back onto the Elemental Shaman, but they get a nice combo stun. He moves us LOS of the mind games, which is really nice of him. But here we just keep going for him. He's pushing away, which is kind of weird in my opinion. When you're playing Elemental Shaman, you typically want to pull the DPS towards you and your healer, not push away from your healer in a sense, especially when you're fighting double melee. You want to pull the enemy towards you, so that way your healer has an easier time healing you and the enemy healer has a worse time trying to heal their teammates. But there the monk makes a quick swap onto our druid, which was kind of scary, but we were able to get a lot of pressure on the elemental, causing him to burrow, as you can see. So the monk's still sitting on our druid. Our druid's able to fend him off. He pops Tranquility, which forces the monk to switch back to me, so I see that happen. He's during Serenity, so I just go ahead and wall right away because I don't want to take a risk at dying. And there the priest went for a mind games, so I went ahead and kicked it. I probably should have waited, but I go ahead and knock him around the pillar, get quite a bit of damage on this guy, and I pull him away from the priest a little bit more, just trying to stay away, and we're able to just squeak in the kill on him. Just barely. I was staying near the priest so I could kind of scare him and make him think, oh, I have Sundering, I'm about to interrupt your cast, or I'm ready to stop you at some way. Just kind of putting that pressure there, just saying, I am there, so don't you dare try and cast. But anyways, in this match, this is where I should have gone Storm. This is why I swapped later on, because we're fighting double melee, there's no room for grounding, and I was like, okay, well, let's try Counter-Strike. Let's see what happens here. It didn't quite work out because they have brains. They killed it pretty quick, and it was kind of unfortunate, but I did kind of see that coming. I didn't check the lobby before we started, so I was like, oh, whatever. But as you can see, we're getting quite a bit of value from it, but it just wasn't enough. And I think Storm would have been better here because it's just got that flat cleave where Elementalist does, but it also doesn't have that quick burst in a sense, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, anyways, our main focus is just trying to hit the monk while also keeping this druid from doing any CC on our healer. Now, the LA Shaman is kiting very, very weird. We should be pulling towards or away from them, but for whichever reason, he seems to be just going back and forth in the same spot rather than pulling all around the arena. If I was Elemental, I would be running around the arena, hopefully having my healer push behind me and not, you know, in between the DPS and the other healer. So it's kind of a weird thing, but it's definitely not in the best way to do it here. But here we get a cage totem into a grip. It was kind of a weird interaction, but it did work out in the end. Unfortunately though, we don't have a huge amount of pressure right now. The druid is at half mana, but he's able to just, you know, keep everybody alive, not really feeling pressured at all. So this was the weird part. Rather than trying to, I don't know, get away from them, he jumps into the enemy, LOSing our healer a little bit, but also forcing me to get on top of the druid a little bit just to try and save him. When your healer is CC'd, you do want to kind of stay in a relevant area, especially as a shaman, because you need to be ready to kick any follow-up CC, especially when you have a druid on the team. So here I cage the druid and the monk together, just trying to stop them, and then he pulls them closer to him. I found that really, really weird. I don't know why he did that. It didn't make sense, but I mean, it's not a matchup for him. Triple melee is not beneficial to him, but I think we definitely could have won this if we planned out our static fields a bit better. Just because we could have had a lot less uptime for them by using it. So here I drop a counter strike and they're unable to really quite get to it, but I get a lot of value out of it. But as you can see, the shaman's just fallen down. He gets gripped to the priest, but just not enough to stay alive, unfortunately. But anyways, on to the next one. This we have the Havoc and Ellie Shaman. We want to sit on the Ellie Shaman, and the reason why is he's very susceptible to melee damage, but at the same time we're fighting a druid, right? So it's not in the best sense to just focus down one target, so you want to continue to cleave on other things such as either the demon hunter or make quick swaps onto the resto druid. In this matchup it would be best to hit the druid, but in the later one it's a different option. But here the demon hunter pushes up quite a lot, so I have him behind the pillar. I'm ready to just wail on him. He gets a stun on me and we get a lot of CC on our healer, so I go ahead and wall because I know, okay, a lot of damage is coming out. Don't want that. And I didn't have grounding on my bar, and I did not realize that. So I had to burn a lot of defensive here because of my silly mistake. So here I peek behind the wall, open up my talent bar, and pull it out. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening, because that was a lot of damage that could have been avoided by one singular grounding totem. But here the monk makes a great swap onto the druid, just pressuring him like crazy. So here I'm getting pumped a lot, so I'm just gonna pull behind the pillar, just try and pull this demon hunter because I want him to LOS so we can lock him down. The Ellie Shaman's pushing in more, which very, very odd. I would not be pushing this far up. I would just be getting kind of close and trying to pull them away from the pillar, but he is in our face, so we are going to go ahead and hit him. I spirit walk so I can reach him again, but I have to be careful because I know our healer isn't in the greatest position. But here I grip in their healer. I was hoping the monk had leg sweep, but as you can see I don't have it tracked, which sucks. I really gotta fix that. Anyway, so we didn't get a double swap or double leg sweep there, but we do start getting a lot of damage on this elemental shaman, making the druid pop a lot of cooldowns. As soon as you see nature swiftness go off, you need to be ready to you have about 1 minute before the druid can really emergency heal someone, in my opinion. So here the Ellie Shaman's pulling away. I'm gonna go ahead and wall because this demon hunter's just railing me like crazy. It's kind of funny, but the Ellie Shaman kind of pushes away. The monk switches to the druid for a quick second. I'm not sure if he was trying to get some CC, and then the the Ellie Shaman jumps away from his druid, which I found weird. He cages us, so I cage him and pull him into us. I love cage totem. But there, the druid went for a cyclone on one of us, I believe. So I went ahead and kicked it. Just making sure they can't peel. He gets a nice paralysis on him. So I kind of just stay away from the demon hunter as much as I can. The priest gets a nice fear on him, just stopping a bit of damage. So here he angel forms. I'm really scared here, so I'm like, oh crap. So I just go ahead and burrow. It was very, very close. He goes for a jump, and I use burrow to interrupt that jump so he can't get away. And then he starts pushing away from his healer once again. And sometimes this works, but like I find it very, very odd pushing away from your healer. But anyways, we're getting so much damage. Everybody is almost dead. It doesn't even matter. Either way can go, and we end up getting the kill because the druid went for a cyclone. I'm not sure why he went for the cyclone instead of healing, but maybe he felt dampening was too high, and there wasn't a way for him to get him above any percentages. I would have felt like healing would have been the best bet, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But here is where I switched to Storm, as I should have done 2 matches ago, because I want Ride Lightning for extra damage and just to pump, right? So this one we have to be very, very careful, just because they have a lot of swap potential. And with our comp right now, we have 2 squishies and another squishy. So very, very scary. There I bait a kick out. I go for a hex, go for another one here. He pops angel form very, very early with Divine Hymn. So that's a lot of cooldowns gone. The monk seems to want the druid a lot, so I go ahead and try and help him by just wailing on this monk, trying to push him away, stopping a little bit of damage, but the Ellie Shaman's not taking any concern to where the druid is, in my opinion, so it's kind of scary. So I just go ahead and lasso him. I should have lassoed him from the start, but you know, my brain doesn't work always. So he gets a nice Unleash Shield on the Demon Hunter there into a root trap, so I'm just gonna hit the priest here for a second because I'm a little bit scared to go in there. I go for a hex on the Demon Hunter just because I knew he had Touch of Death, or not Touch of Death, Death Mark or whatever it is that priests do to get out of things. But anyways, they're chasing down the druid hard. He went for the mind games, but I missed the kick on it. So here I'm just kind of just hitting the priest, just seeing what I can get. The monk is just getting on top of him. I don't know why my cage totem didn't work on the demon hunter there. I did see the Unleash Shield route for a second, so maybe that was why. So here I'm trying to wall just because we're taking a lot of damage. The druid's struggling to keep us alive, which is rightfully so. There's a lot of damage going out. I go for a hex on the demon hunter just to kind of just stop a little bit of damage, but unfortunately it's quite the yard because I'm not sure what links up with it. Maybe I was just casting too much, but here I'm just wailing on the priest, just trying to see, you know, I'm a little bit scared to go up to the DPS because if I'm with the Ellie Shaman, we're both getting cleaved and it's just a nightmare for this druid. But I get a nice Ascendance proc, forcing a few defensives from them. He pops Darkness Ambler, so I just go ahead and just finish off the Ascendance on the priest. And I missed my kick because I suck at kicking a priest. This guy was really good at juking kicks. So I go ahead and pop a lasso, forcing him to Trinket, as well as Spirit and Divine Hymn. And their DPS is just mongoing on this Ellie Shaman. He's pulled them away really, really far. This is really good for us because it's forcing the priest to come even closer. The druid is in a perfect spot to CC the priest as well. He gets a nice cyclone. The monk is terrified. He's got guardian, but it's just not enough. So we keep wailing on him. He's trying to heal himself, and we just finish him off. So that was a point where you really have to be aware of your teammates. As you could see, they pushed way too far when I was able to get a lot of cooldowns, and forcing Spirit of Redemption from a holy priest, you have to keep in mind you have to stay near him. He cannot move. So you don't want to push too far, and especially if you're fighting an Ellie Shaman, if he's pushed there and you're healer, you notice him in Spirit of Redemption, jump behind the pillar. Just get behind a wall, make sure your healer can see you, don't chase after, just stop damage, wait for the healer to get out of Spirit of Redemption so that way you can push forward. there's no point in going after somebody and forcing your healer into a bad spot. But here, the monk is going for a lot of damage. I get a hex on, but I think one of them dispelled him or it broke somehow. I wasn't sure what happened there. But here, a lot of damage is going on me, so I go ahead and wall right away. I don't want to take a risk at dying in the opener, because that would suck. The Ellie Shaman is doing a lot of kiting. The priest pops redemption, so I'm pulling back because I know they want to hit me. The demon hunter's not taking very much damage, but here the monk realizes what I want to do. I want to pull him behind a pillar and damage him, or root him so the healer can't get him. There, the druid went for a cyclone. I could have kicked it. The demon hunter went for it, but didn't quite get it, so he got precog. But I could have kicked it, but I didn't even notice it going off, so it kind of sucked. There, I trinket burrow. It was really a bad overlap, but it's quite unfortunate on our part. Here, the demon hunter kept making swaps onto the druid. This is a comp where I think just switching in between the Ellie Shaman and the monk is the best part, just because of the amount of peeling they can do for this druid with cage totem, roots, the monk's ring of peace, and stuns and stuff. So I'm just kind of dueling this monk behind a pillar. There, I tried to cage him down, and it said no path available. I don't know why. It was really, really annoying. I hate that crap. And also, my totem's not moving very well, so I don't know what was happening there. But anyways, he gets a nice mind games on the druid there, and we almost got this Ellie Shaman. He grips me back because he's like, oh crap, you're in danger because of Serenity. So I hang back. I'm disarmed. I can't do anything anyways. So I just hang back, heal up, and just wait out the Serenity. There's no point in running right back in after your healer pulls you out for a reason, right? He saved me from getting a big blot of damage from this monk. So there I get a triple Primordial Wave combo. I see the druid kind of hanging around the priest, so I'm just getting ready to kick his Cyclone. But here we get a lot of damage out on me. He's forced to swap. The shaman went for a hex. I probably shouldn't have kicked it. I should have probably left it and just dispelled him. But here the monk is, or not the monk, the demon hunter's still really after this druid. It's doing work on his mana, but I feel like it would be better off on either the monk or the Ellie Shaman. I'm not sure why he's really focused on there. But here I make the mistake of walking into melee range when I should have just been backing off. And I got clobbered. I should have waited till my burrow was ready to go before walking back into melee range. But yeah, in my opinion, I think we should have went after the monk and the Ellie Shaman. So, but it is what it is. Had the mistake. It happened. We got a loss, but you know, it's solo shuffle. You never know what's gonna happen anyways. So. But we're into the final match versus Ellie Demon Hunter Holy Priest. This is one of the strongest comps in the game, but we are able to pull out the win. And I kind of spoiled it. My apologies. But anyways, let's get into this. We got Ellie Shaman power. He's got PI and stuff, so I don't even try and frickin' purge that anymore just because there's way too many doodle bobs on him to purge. So I get Ironbark. They're doing a lot of damage. The priest is in redemption form. There's no point in me chasing after this Ellie Shaman, right? The priest isn't using mana. The Ellie Shaman's got a lot of damage. Our druid's sitting behind, so I don't want to push in and force him into a bad spot. So the demon hunter there makes a quick swap, which in this comp would probably be a good option. But for us, we're just sitting on this Ellie Shaman, just forcing a lot of damage into him, forcing this priest cooldown like no tomorrow. And there, he grips him away. I have no way of going after the Ellie Shaman, so I just kind of pull this demon hunter behind a wall and just start wailing on him. Just kind of hanging out, trying to make sure I'm taking as little damage as possible. Here, the Ellie Shaman keeps gripping the monk into him. I don't understand what's going on. There the monk gets feared, but I don't tremor because he got broken out anyways. And here I took a lot of damage, so I just went ahead and burrowed. I was just like, okay, screw it. Let's just not take any more damage because that's terrifying. Here, I went for a hex on the demon hunter, but the priest got me with a stun. I went for another hex, just trying to force things out, and the priest felt super awkward, I guess, and couldn't get anything, so he went ahead and swapped. Here, I just make a quick swap to the priest, just trying to get something. He fakes me once again, which, oh man, I can't believe that. And it was like a split-second fake too. It was crazy. But anyways, we're back onto the Ellie Shaman. Finally, we're able to not quite connect, but we're just about there. He gets a very, very nice double leg sweep there. That is probably what did in a whole lot of the damage. There I go ahead and hex. We get a little bit of overlap on CC, but I just want to stop the Demon Hunter from doing any form of damage. Here, I don't know why I didn't just kill the static field. It's really silly of me, but the monk's able to just solo the Ellie Shaman. But yeah, that is it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you don't mind seeing a shuffle every once in a while. I gotta get my 2400 anyways, but yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Laters!